Okay, so we got Rahway, one ringgit angel here. Oh my god. Can you tell
Yo,
us about
yo.
yourself? What's your rank? What position you play?
Okay, so my name is Rahway slash Angel, one winged angel. If you know me on the game, I'm currently peak superstar. I got like at least 30, around 30 something stars. Been playing the game basically since it came out, and just basically a high level comp player. So that's just kind of my background.
Okay, so the first question I want to ask is what do you think separates good players from competitive players? People that can play in tournaments versus people that are just rank demons.
So the people that basically the good players and the comp players are basically separated by like it's not necessarily like time because a lot of people think like, oh, a lot of people play all day, and yes, to a degree they do, but it's more about like what you're doing with the time that you are spending on the game. Like, are you practicing certain like are you doing block practicing? Or like for certain skills, are you labbing your character? It's also about a lot of game sense. Once you kind of get a lot of repetition um, towards those things, you'll find yourself improving a lot more. So I would say if you want to become pro, you got to be efficient with your time and put stuff into what you're not good at and again and boost what you're already good at.
Okay, so to add on to that, do you think people should, if they're trying to be competitive, what's the one thing they should do that everybody should do in order to become competitive?
You need to watch film. Like I know how crazy that sounds, and I know it's like it's just a video game. You need to watch film. It's a reason why you can watch replays and stuff like that. Again, you're gonna find yourself in a situation as you go up. Again, when you're playing against really good players or a team that's way better than you, you need to figure out like if you got blown out. That's especially the games you need to watch. Be like, what did I do or what did we do as a team that they did better than us, and how can I be better on the court, or what can I do better to help us win next time? Like just watch film. Like I said, getting more repetition and like little things like this will help you go farther because you can see a lot of things you made a mistake on. So I would just say yeah, just watch film. I think that's the most thing you could probably do to help you get you up there.
Okay, okay. And in terms of offense and defense, what do you think the game is more of? Is it more offense or is it more defense or is it balanced?
It's definitely more offense. Because again, you have so many characters that have so many like tools in their kit, like way like you're saying like with Prime Bron, like with Shea, Lamelo to a degree. A lot of characters have a lot of mix ups or they have a lot of situations where they force you to do certain things or force you to play them in a certain way, and a lot of teams are set up in a way that complement them, right? So I would say it's definitely more offensive oriented, but the defense in this game don't lack on it. Like there's characters in this game that are crazy defensively, but defense like in anything is more of a team thing. Like your team has to be on it. You can't solo guard anything in this game really. Like your team has to be on it. So I would say more offense.
Okay. And a lot of players, quote unquote, say the game is pay to win, but I don't think you spent barely any money. Is that correct?
No, I would say I probably spent or probably like roughly like 13, I would say about 1,300 like my entire time. I know it's a lot, but like over the couple of months, like I played multiple 3v3s and or 3-on-3 games, and that's just not like half of what the price is usually more than that to compete. This game gives out a lot of stuff. Like a lot of people were complaining about superstar tickets or superstar talent cards, and they're giving that out like in abundance. They're giving you a lot of elite purple cards to go and pull those players as well. So like you're getting a lot. You're getting a lot of diamonds. They're giving you a lot of stuff. So again, and a lot of the elite players in this game are really competitive with a lot of superstars. Like look at JJJ, look at Lamelo, look at guys like Paul George. Like these characters are really really good. You just got to put in the time to learn them, and you'll be fine too. And they're also giving out superstar players as well. So I don't really think that game is. I don't really think this game is really that pay to win. So again, you just got to work around that
So game sense will take them farther than money will in terms of success.
for sure.
Yeah.
You
Okay.
yeah, for sure. You have to have game sense. Like a lot of people don't really understand that. Like if the reason why you win and lose a lot of games, again, a lot of games end up being close, and it comes down to should we take a two here because I know I just shot a three and I know I just made that three, or does it come down to okay, we know that we just made a three. The game is 5 seconds left. Again, they have a Wallace on the team. They got two shooters. Now my big can double whatever shooter is or like it's little stuff like that. It comes down to like game sense like that, common sense type of actions. Once you learn that, you're definitely going to win a lot of games too, because it's like once you can kind of differentiate between game sense and like actual skill level, and once those two catch up together, you'll find yourself winning a lot, definitely a lot more games.
Okay, and your play style, what would you say your play style is?
So for me, like I find myself being more of a playmaker. I love I don't know I love passing in this game. It gives me a kind of a dopamine, like getting people open, creating for them. So that's why I like playing kid. I like playing Lamelo. I start picking them up because they have a lot of passes, and I kind of are trying to learn a little bit of Jokic. But I like playing characters that have passes and that can play make. That's the most fun to me. I play the dash play style mostly with Curry. I like playing that. It just the offense. I feels like everybody has to like touch the ball on offense and make it work. It feels more team oriented than just watching somebody ISO. So I like that play style.
And why do you love that play style? What made you fall in love with it?
Like I said, like it's team oriented. You can't like it's again. Everybody has to touch the ball on offense. Again, it's one of those things where everybody has to be in sync. Like the passer has to pass the ball at the right time. The screener has to set the screen at the right time, and then the shooter, the dasher, which is like the Curry in most cases, has to dash and has to shoot the ball at the right time. So everybody has to be on sync. Everybody has to be on the tee. It's not just like okay, we're watching LeBron ISO, we're watching the D Wade ISO, and you sit in the corner or your big sis in the paint. Like your whole team is moving together as one. So I like that aspect of the offense kind of just flowing together as a unit rather than two stagnant pieces on the court while one person kind of operates.
Okay, my next question is about the meta. Do you think people can play
Mhm.
off meta and still win?
Well, yes, to me, because I like playing off meta stuff. I always coined the term the low tier warrior. I like playing off meta stuff. I always try to give that the most priority when like new characters come out and they people don't necessarily put that up. Like Aaron Gordon dropped, I play him a bit too. Again, I like those characters that are low tier. But the thing is, if you're going to do that, you have to be mechanically sound. Your game sense has to be top. So like if you're going to do like play like low tier stuff, you're like basically you have to be like just as good, or you have to have a certain level of skill already with just like on any character before you start playing low tier characters. Because if you don't, you'll just end up losing more games. So again, you have to have skill to kind of play low tier characters, but you can make it work. Like I've seen people again, I played Aaron Gordon to teams and beaten really high level teams. Again, I played Kid, who again, Kid isn't really meta like he was a couple seasons ago. Like you can make these things work. You just have to be like your skill level will have to be way better than the average person though to make it work though. So I would say yeah, that it is kind of difficult to play, non-meta
Okay.
stuff.
And speaking about off meta, what characters do you think should be played more that aren't played enough, and why?
Um, so I would say I was gonna say before it was gonna be Curry, but Curry just got buffed. So when you're seeing a lot of Curry's in ranked right now, he's absolutely terrorizing ranked right now. But I think another person a lot of people aren't paying attention to is KD. KD is absolutely lethal in the right hands. I think KD, Brooke, Brooke is another lethal person in the right hands. He needs the right team around him. Paul George. Paul George is probably the most broken character that nobody knows about. Again, he does so much on the court. Again, he can guard everything. Again, he can also create his own bucket. Again, that's also a character that you put enough time into and you lap him enough, you'll get enough rewards out of him. Um, who else I would say? Um, I think I think also Porzingis. I like Porzingis a lot too. Um, but other than that, I think that's pretty much it. Yeah, I like those characters.
Okay. And my next question would be, what are your thoughts as DCD as a whole? What do you think they can improve, Or is it something that the community has to improve?
So I think DCD right now is on a fine trajectory. Like I thought, like again, for the people that played again another game called SB2, there was this kind of thing where they released like broken characters, well not broken characters, but like in game characters too early. And I thought that this game was gonna fall into that same track when they released Paul Gasol and Shea like day one. But the community has like actually like kind of adjusted to it, and the community has adjusted to it way better than I thought. So I think that again the release schedule has been kind of crazy because again a lot of people didn't think we were going to get Wade this early. A lot of people didn't think we were going to get Braun this early or Ben Wallace. But again, they're releasing these characters with counters. Like Wade comes out with JJJ or Brian comes out with Ben Wallace. So again, I like that. I like the way that they're trying to do it, and I like that the community is adjusting to it. Um, again, I think I like a lot of the events that they're doing as well. And then, again, they're giving out a lot of the free stuff, so they're taking a lot of things about people like, oh, we're not getting enough of these cars, or we're not getting enough of these resources to help upgrade these players that we're getting. So they're trying to help give people those things with the Path of Stars events, like the little vacation tour events. Like they're trying to give you as much resources as they can without just like giving things out. But I think one thing that the community can improve upon is that like if you go against something that is like oppressive or you feel that is oppressive and OP, like don't just give up. Like there's many times where again I get beat by a team. It's like, oh my God, they're playing this and that, and they're playing this lineup, and it's like it's annoying to go against. But again, you're gonna get better as time goes along. Like Rome wasn't built in a day. You got to be able to keep going, keep playing the game, learn what you're not good at. Like I said before, learn what you're not good at, learn what you are good at, highlight those things, try to get better at, try to freshen up your weaknesses or you know, uh, help glossing over those things, and then you go from there. I think the community can do a little bit better than and a little bit stop the complaining about what they can't beat or this person is this or these lineups, and just play the game and just get better over time.
And do you think that because of that, the community is too competitive that it translates to a bit of toxicity?
But yeah, I mean that's gaming though. Like yeah, when people got like bragging rights on the line, when people are talking, this is basketball, man. Like it's a level of competition to it. Again, I know some. Again, me personally, I've seen toxicity go too far at certain points, but like a healthy level of trash talk is needed for any type of sporting game or any type of game period. You need that because once you get that, it gets you going. I don't know about like for a lot of people, but once somebody starts talking a little bit and they start talking in your ear and telling you like, okay, I beat you, I dropped this amount of points on you, it gets you going, right? So you got to have that type of edge and that type of competition, and that type of competition is going to make you drive to actually want to get better at the game because it's like, okay, this person's talking crazy about me, or this person is talking like this. I gotta get better so I can talk back to them, right, and give it back to them in that way. So I think that the toxicity, yeah, like you don't want any type of game to have a lot of toxicity, but like it's needed. Again, you need that type of edge for a basketball game, especially a sports game, in my opinion.
Okay, and going back to off matter for a bit, for tier lists,
Mhm.
do you think they're as important as people think, or is it like a mobile situation where it's only really for the high ranking players and everybody else can just play anything they want?
I actually think it's the opposite. Like I think in low elo you can make anything work. Just like in any game. In low elo you can make anything work. But in high elo again, you're gonna see the same amount of teams. You're gonna see the same lineups being run like pretty much all the time. Like if you go on a rank right now, you're going to see a minimum three players. You're gonna see either a Ben Wallace, you can either see a Braun, well, four. I would say a Ben Wallace, a Prime Braun, Curry, or Lamelo. You're gonna see one of those four players on a team right now. And I get three of those characters just came out, but three of those characters are one of the strongest characters in the game right now. So, like, you can't again. The tier lists don't really matter in terms of like for low elo because again, low elo, a lot of people just don't know what you're doing, right? But high elo, everybody knows what these characters do. Like again, a lot of high elo character people basically study these characters. They know how this stuff works. So it's harder to get that stuff off and make those characters work in that setting compared to low elo where it's like, well, I'm playing against somebody who's just as kind of not as skilled as me, right? So I don't think tier lists matter that much, but for high elo, that's pretty much what's being run. That's where it matters. Like this is what's being run. This is who's good. This is who's not. This is where you can make this thing work. This is where it doesn't work. So I would apply it like that.
Okay, and do you think so? What are some tips you can give people to guard LeBron James? As I think everybody, mostly in global, is having a hard time guarding him. That isn't a competitive player.
So Bron's a tricky one because again I struggle even I struggle guarding Bron and a lot of the defenders that are in high elo I see struggle guarding Bron. It's a tough ask to do because he can go in and out so much and he can kind of go side. He can basically again you have to keep track of that he has two modes and that he has two kind of similar skill sets that you can do in both those modes. I think believe one of those modes where like you can legit do that little kind of step back fade that he has, and then another mode that he can only kind of do certain dunks. Like it's stuff like that where you have to kind of just study that character a little bit. But even so, I would the practical way I would do it is like again you have to communicate with your team and just be like, okay, um, I'm gonna guard up on the shots and or I'm gonna need one of you guys to guard the paint, right? Like that's how I would do it. Your big is gonna be like a really big crutch for you because again, Bron can just dunk the ball, he can catch lobs, he can do whatever. So you need your big basically there, like right behind you to help clean up a lot of this stuff. So again, I would say as a defender, try to guard his shots, have your big try to block his dunks and go about it like that. But also he has the bumps and stuff. It's a tough task for anything, but I would try to play it like that.
Okay, and what do you think of global as a region and whole? What do you think they do well and what they don't compared to others?
So we all know that the best regions are basically the Taiwan and the Chinese regions. Even though I think the Philippine region is actually pretty solid as well. I think for global, everybody else, I think we need to realize is that if you want again, first of all, if you want to be pro, like you want to be super pro at this game. Like you want to be super competitive. You want to go to China like how first team and Icon did for like NA or any type of team. You have to learn how to play on your fingers, right? Like that's how you're gonna be pro because once you get there, there is no controller, there is no emulator, it's only on fingers. And those players play that way and over on those regions. They play like that on fingers. They scrim like 5 hours a day. Like they put in time, they put in effort, and if you want to be a pro player, you got to be able to do that. But our region, I think our region is fine right now. I think that the meta is becoming slowly like um Taiwan over time. I think it was more team oriented, and I think we play a bit more help defense than Taiwan over and Chinese regions do because they're so reliant on their locks and they're so reliant on ISO. And
Hmm.
but we play a lot more help defense. So again, I think it'll kind of get like that over time. It depends with the characters being released, but that's kind of where we're at right now.
Okay, and what characters would you want to see in global, and what characters wouldn't you want to see?
To be honest, I think the worst that they could have brought was what they brought right now, and people are adjusting to it and they're playing it right now. I mean, again, it don't get any crazier right now than Ben Wallace and Prime Brown. Like these are the most anticipated drops of the game, right? So it doesn't get any more crazy than that. I know Wemby just came out over there; he's looking crazy. We still haven't gotten Ray Allen. We still haven't gotten T Mac. We still haven't gotten Draymond, Hallie. Like it's a lot of characters that we still haven't gotten just yet. But like we've already kind of gone. Like that's what I'm saying. Like if people can get past this, they can get past anything. Like you're going to get some of the crazy stuff that the game has to offer right now. So if you can get past that, it doesn't really matter who else comes out. Like a lot of the characters that we have to come out are still good, but like this is the pinnacle in my opinion of like the crazy stuff. So I'm not too crazy about anybody else coming over that's like oh it's too this is too crazy. But for me personally, I want to play T Mac. That's the person I played in Taiwan. I want to play him. Always, I want to see Ray Allen because again, I like that play style with the dash. So that'd be cool to see him come over. Yeah, and like Wimby. Wimby's cool too. So, and yeah, I think that's it.
And what character would you want created if NetEase could create a character for you?
Um, I think I'd be interested in seeing like what a character like what they would do with a character like Steve Nash. Again, like I like playmaking characters, so I would again be interested to see what they would do like with him or maybe like Jason Williams, White Chocolate. But like, yeah, again, I would want like a more of a playmaking character. For me personally, like I like what they do with there's those kits, and they always kind of give you something interesting in a kit that you didn't expect. So I think yeah, those two I would be the most interested to see.
And in terms of competitive play, do you think that it's only gonna go up from here? That there are gonna be more tournaments and more competition?
To be honest with you, like for 3-on-3 scene, like I think this is the most amount of tournaments and the most amount of money gotten probably in all the tournaments combined over all the games we've seen in every life cycle so far. Like from Dunk Nation to 3-on-3 Freestyle Mobile to 3-on-3 Freestyle to FS2. I don't think there's ever been like going down the line. I don't think there's ever been like the amount of the prize pool has even amounted to this much. Like 100K tournament in its first year, not even the first year, like the first couple months of the game. Like that's insane. So again, it just shows you that they're trying to put money into the esports scene a little bit, and they're trying to put money into the scene. So again, if you want that, it's definitely going to be another tournament down the line. You just got to be ready. Again, a lot of teams didn't get to sign up because a lot of people didn't have passports and stuff like that. But again, it just show you like you got to get ready for that stuff now. Like you want to be able to play competitively, you want to be able to play professionally. Get your stuff in order, start playing on fingers and start practicing right now. Yeah, because I do think that this game's gonna be out for a long time, just going on the trajectory that they're on right now. So if you want that, you got to be able to put in the time and the effort for that.
Okay. What players or teams do you think are underrated right now?
So like I said, players that I say underrated, I think is KD. I think a lot of people aren't playing KD right now. He just got a buff and kind of somewhat slash rework a little bit to one of his dribbles. He's not being played that much right now. I think Gasol is actually kind of somewhat underrated right now because again, Ben Wallace just came out. So a lot of Gasol play went down a ton. Oh, you meant esports? Okay. So uh, so basically, in esports it's different because in the global they had a certain amount of the player pool that they could select. So it's different now. So they didn't have a Westbrook or they didn't have like a Bron or a Lamelo. So it's different. So right now, if you was telling me like what you think were going to be played, it would definitely be like a Bron, Kawhi, Ben, or like a Bron, JJJ, Ben, or like a Rodman or AD. Those type of lineups. If you ask me like what would be underrated, um, it's hard to be like underrated because like when you're in the esports scene, like everything is min max. So like you're never gonna see people play low tier picks really unless it's like a certain lineup where it's like it can be guaranteed to win. Like so if you've seen people play like I don't know if you've seen Icon in the last global in the NA tourney, they played what I call the Haram ball lineup, which is like a Zion or like a Zion, like a JJJ and a Chris Paul, right? If you play something like that, that could work, but that will only work for a certain amount of time because teams will adjust to it. But that is like low tier picks, like a Zion will be a low tier pick. Chris Paul will be a low tier pick, but you're playing it in a certain lineup in a certain way. But I don't think any low tier picks will work in like esports. Like everybody's so good and everybody's like min maxing. You don't want to give them any type of edge that would possibly make you lose or put you at a disadvantage.
Okay, and that was all the questions I have. Thank you for coming. Do you want to say something for your final?
Um, I guess I just want to say like again, if you're having like you're struggling like playing the game or you're struggling thinking that you're not gonna get good at the game, like it takes time. Like I said, Rome wasn't built in a day. Like again, go through your film, study what you're good at, study what you can get better at, like note those things down, and then start labbing your character, bro. Like start labbing your character. Like a lot of people just don't know what their characters do. Start reading what your character does. A lot of people don't know they aren't reading what their characters do. So read what your character does, lab it, and then apply it. Try to apply it in the game, and then once you try to apply it, get those reps in. Then again, once you do all those things, you start to get better at the game. So yeah, that's it for me.
Okay, thank you for coming.